I got 9 minutes to do my reviews about Tesla, what I think about my Model Y. So, for context, I've had the car for, what is today? June 18th. So, pretty much exactly 6 months now. So, it's been half a year. So, I've driven roughly like 12,000 miles right now, which is a lot. I just realized. Yeah, so pros and cons. So I really like, and things to consider, when you drive the Tesla, there's something called regenerative braking, which is different than normal gas cars. It's weird because you don't necessarily have to use the brake as often, because when you let go of the gas pedal, the car will automatically kind of brake, and that's how it gets energy, so that you're conserving more energy. It's really hard to describe, but it's cool because you feel like you're not killing the brakes as much, because but it's a lot different. So you kind of have to get used to that. But the design itself is nice. It drives really quickly. My favorite part about it is the acceleration. Like, you're able to go 0 to 60 really quickly, which is nice because I live on Route 1, and when you're merging into the highway every day, it's kind of rough. So having this car, you don't have to worry about it as much, because you can easily merge into the highway. You don't have to wait forever, which, with a normal gas car, my last car wasn't a V8 or anything like that, so it was a lot lower. Yeah, the turns is okay. I think because Teslas is so fast, I think anytime you're driving fast, obviously the steering and the handling isn't gonna be as easy. So oh yeah, and it took me a while to get used to when you shift to do the reverse, neutral, and every time I go to the car wash, you have to put into neutral, and it's so difficult to put into neutral for some reason. It's I don't know, it's annoying. It's a little bit different, whereas when you have the shifter in the middle in most other gas cars, it's easier to do. Having almost essentially a big ass iPad in the middle of your screen is different. Oh, the view, the one thing I really do like is the window, that the dash in front of us is huge, so it's really clear, so you can see a lot. You guys could see from this video as well that all the folks that sit in the back really enjoy to be able to look up and see the skies and the stars, for instance. Doesn't necessarily help the driver out too much, but hey, if it's good for other people who drive in your car, that's good too. It's just letting you know, as the driver, you won't be able to see or benefit from any of that. It's quiet as well, which is nice. If you enjoy peace and quiet, you could be doing 100 on the highway, you don't really hear it as much, whereas when I was doing that on a gas car, the car's shaking. You could definitely feel it when you hit 100. This, when you're doing 70, 80, 90, you barely notice it. It feels like you're driving a lot slower, but you're actually driving pretty fast, which is interesting. When it's windy, I would say it's not the best. It does feel like it's shaking sometimes when it's windy. And I get that, when super windy, you feel it in other cars as well, but it does feel a little bit wobbly for some reason, so that's interesting. The space storage is amazing. That is probably my favorite part one of my favorite parts. You can store an insane amount of storage, because the front engine part, there's no engine obviously, so you can store something there. The back is huge. I've seen folks buy the 7-seater, and it doesn't look as spacious, but I would say it's pretty spacious, the Model Y. A lot more spacious than you think, because I've been delivering stuff from Home Depot and etc. So I definitely can store a lot here. What else is useful to share with you guys? Oh, one of the cool things is you get to talk to it. Like you can press the right button on the steering wheel and say like, hey, play, you know, R. Kelly World's Greatest, and it'll be able to play that song, which is cool. So you're able to talk to it. So that's kind of neat, right? If you want to say, hey, turn on the windshield wiper, or like, hey, I mean, you can talk to it. So you can say, open the glove compartment, like everything, you speak to it. So that's nice. Oh, the key card's different as well. You don't use the actual key. You use your phone to open the car, to go in and out of the car. And then the cameras are kind of cool. So let's say you're parked in like the mall parking lot, and you get a lot, and then someone like hits you or something like that. If someone scrapes you, there's cameras on all four sides, so you can see when something like that happens. So that's neat. Luckily I haven't really had to use it, but it is nice to know that in case like something happens. I think there was a crazy story where it caught someone getting mugged before, and that person was arrested because of the cameras on the Tesla. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, I'll do another video where I'm going through. I'll show you, like, I'm driving right now obviously, but I'll show you more of what the Tesla looks like one day. Cheers.